10 seconds to go until the yellow flag comes down, George. Just a few seconds remaining before the start of the race. This is the 30-second countdown.
Certainly is. It is now all down to this. We've got 30 seconds until we are racing. Time for the boats to get into position for the race start. Who's going to come out on top in this one? Big points on the table that could make all the difference when we head to Hong Kong later in the year. Whilst there's no victories, no super finals here, 10 seconds to the line as now the race birds fight over position. And now as they head down towards the line with 5 seconds till we go racing, they'll cross that line now and force to the water. We go racing here at Jeddah in the place race, and it's a great start by, well, three of the race birds at the very least. Michelle Alabaidan leaving it a little bit late, but there we can see Danny Close around the outside for Team Checo, looking to try and take the early advantage, but he's got stiff competition. Oban Duncan, who once again shows that she is so good when it comes to race starts. She's having a look up the inside, but it's Danny Close, so you can see in the distance. Here comes Michelle Alabaidan coming in for a big attack down the inside as well. She's managed to take second place away from Oban Duncan, and also Katie Munnings trying to fight her way through the field as well. And there we can see them off the foils trying to find positioning.
Yeah, really smart move there from Danny Close on the outside. It's amazing. If you can get clear water and cut in front of the rest of the fleet, they then end up with dirty water and you end up extending your lead out the front. So super job there from Danny. And like you say, Katie, Oban and Michelle really sort of struggling, and you can see the deficit now that they have succumbed to because of the dirty water created by Team Checo cutting in front of them. So a slow start from Aoki Racing and Michelle Alabaidan. Not quite sure what happened there, but I think the fear of getting a penalty on the start line is a lot. For some of these guys, a rolling start will be completely new to them. This is on board Aoki Racing at the moment. Great shots there. Aoki Racing leading, Katie Munnings behind, and then we've got Team Drogba. This is the pack of 3 at the back. A long way, though, behind Danny Close on Team Checo.
Yeah, the gap now between Close and Alabaidan, 10.5 seconds at this point as Danny Close manages to nestle a purple first sector, and do expect that to continue obviously as time goes on. Team Brazil incidentally now taking the long lap, so it's an early call from Katie Munnings, who now immediately knows she did that earlier on, didn't she?
Yeah, she did, absolutely. She's really managed to find a nice groove on these foils. Just Checo on board Team Checo bouncing a little bit there. You can see these markers, they have to cut really close to them to get the best line. But Team Brazil going for the long lap and just about to rejoin the rest of the course here. Let's see where she slots back in. Breezes up a little bit across the course. You can see the clouds have come over, breezes up to about 16 kilometers an hour, and that's going to have an impact on the course as well. Here we go. Team Checo out in front. Aoki Racing currently in second. Team Drogba in third. Where is Katie Munnings and Team Brazil? Blimey, it's bouncy out there.
Goodness me, very volatile there from Team Checo as they Danny Close bouncing along the water. Now, he did allude to the fact that he may obviously try an aggressive stance with his race style. When I caught up with him in Jeddah earlier on, he was really going to push the limits of this race bird and try and pull it together. Here is, again, a virtual look at our current situation out at the Jeddah circuit, as we can now see him behind Team Aoki there in second place. Team Drogba as well, and it looks like they're about to take the long lap here, Hannah.
Yeah, definitely, they're staying wide, and Oban Duncan took it very wide at the bottom, which meant she was lining up for the long lap. They've got to take it between the second lap and the final lap, and it's a great opportunity for those that are trailing some of the other boats to get some clear water, get a bit of space, get some speed up, and restart their race. So let's see where she comes back into the pack in respect to Katie Munnings on board Team Brazil, who's already taken her long lap. She's going around the top. She's going to be rejoining the rest of the course. Where is she going to come back up? Not a huge amount of trim. Oh, she's gone up now, but as they go around the corner, they're keeping the trim really low. Try and get a little bit of traction on those corners and create a little bit of artificial drag to help them get around the corners. And Oban Duncan has slotted back in right ahead of Katie Munnings on board Team Brazil. So Oban Duncan hanging on to third place.
Yeah, she's managed to avoid the undercut from Team Brazil and Katie Munnings. As now we see we've almost got two different groups now peeling off on different sides of the track. Team Checo now, by the looks of it, I think is he going to line up and run on the long lap? I don't think so, not this time, leaving it as late as possible. So indeed, it's going to be Danny Close still leading the way. A wider line taken by Team Aoki though this time, so maybe Michelle Alabaidan, as she utilises the boost, beginning her long lap now.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be the trend that we see across the whole season, is the boat out in front leaves the long lap till the very, very last minute. Aoki racing Michelle Alabaidan, as you said, has taken the long lap now. So just one boat remaining to take that long lap, and that is Danny Close on board Team Checo. Where will Michelle Alabaidan come back in respect to the other two teams, Team Drogba and Team Brazil? We will wait and see. Here we go, and it looks to me like Oban Duncan on board Team Drogba has managed to get on the inside of her and move herself up to second place. Fantastic effort. Really, really good driving from the young 18-year-old. Yeah,
she's done a brilliant job, managing to now move into second place. Michelle Alabaidan, though, is going to come roaring back, though, you'd figure. But at this stage, obviously will have to recharge that boost. Remember, they have 20 seconds of application when they use it, but then when they have to recharge it, they need to make sure they're 40 seconds off. And again, you can see there with the overlay in the top where it says B, the red beginning to drain away in the boost, which means that Michelle Alabaidan is applying her boost now in an effort to try and close up to Oban Duncan in second. And now Oban Duncan utilising hers instead to try and cover off any attack. Team Checo taking their long lap at this stage. Danny Close out in front and clear at this point. And very cool and calm and collected. He's just been in charge since the start of the opening lap.
Yeah, he's found his zone and he has really dialed into that. And actually, you know, he's in such an enviable position. There's nobody around him. He's got clear water. The battle's for second, third and fourth place, not for first place, because Team Checo, Danny Close, has got that pretty much sewn up. But he has got to take this long lap. So we shall see what happens here when he comes round. It's imperative that they take it before the end of the race. Like I say, there is a 30-second time penalty incurred for anybody that doesn't take the long lap, possible even of disqualification, and they have to make sure they stay outside of those yellow markers as they come up to it. So Team Checo round the bottom now. This is the moment. This is the last lap. He's going into it now. He has to take it now, otherwise he will incur a penalty. Oh, that's apologies. That was the finish.
Crossing the line, Danny Close taking victory after managing to cover off the attack from every other pilot. Oban Duncan comes across the line in second for Team Drogba. And then in third place, Team Aoki, Michelle Alabaidan. Despite a big effort in the opening lap, she did send it, but unfortunately coming off in third. Great run, though, for Drogba. Katie Munnings coming across the line in fourth place. And indeed, a result that perhaps Team Brazil won't necessarily be pleased to at this stage. But an incredible effort from Team Checo, and have done a stellar effort. A well-managed race, very well performed, and no doubt looking to try in the future to perhaps come back in future rounds when it comes to E1 series.